Are you looking for an S-tier hunter build that claps those AI butt cheeks and works pretty much every PvE situation, including high difficulty content? Then you should head on over to Uncle Fever's Guardian Extravaganza, where we have all the finest builds, hive toes, enhancement cores, and even the latest Zavala trinkets. You could even pick up one of those fancy new sparrows for the missus. Definitely get you a little stank from that. You can find us at 7777 Tower North, between the rug vendor that never shuts up and the ceiling fan. So come on down and see what all the fuss is about.
What up, you weirdos? Fever here. How's everyone doing today? Alright, my hunter mains. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I've got an easy to use build that destroys in every high level PvE activity I threw at it, including Legend and Master Lost sectors. So if you like chucking trip mines everywhere, blowing stuff up with Warmind cells, and throwing knives till your heart's all warm and fuzzy, then this is definitely the build for you. I'll go over the subclass, main mods, and exotic you need, and then cover some bonus mods to tie everything together and make this a neat little package. We're going to be utilizing the Middle Tree Solar subclass, or as most people know it, Jazz Hands. No, I'm joking. Blade Barrage, because the talents Knife Trick, Burning Edge, and Playing with Fire are a must for this build. We will also be using Trip Mine Grenades and Gambler's Dodge. The Gambler's Dodge is important because it recharges your melee when dodging near enemies, and the jump is just personal preference. The first mod you're going to need is Elemental Ordnance. When you kill an enemy with a grenade, you have a chance to drop an elemental well that matches your subclass, and it looks like this. The second mod is Elemental Charge. Picking up said well gives you 2 stacks of Charged Light, and how could you go wrong with stacks of Charged Light? The third mod is Wrath of Rasputin. Causing solar splash damage, i.e. Trip Mines and Blade Barrage, has a chance to drop Warmind cells, and I don't care who you are, everybody loves Warmind cells. The fourth mod is Font of Wisdom. Picking up an elemental well gives you a 30-second buff which cranks your intellect up to about 100, regardless of what your stats are. If you're killing ads, it almost doubles your recharge rate. Now the final mod is Energy Converter, but it's optional depending on what you want to do with the 2 stacks of Charged Light. If you want to get your super back fast, then definitely go with Energy Converter to consume the stacks of Charged Light and give you up to 50% of your super back when using your grenade, especially since you're going to be throwing a ton of trip mines with this build anyways. The only problem with Energy Converter though is that once you hit that 50% mark on your super bar, it doesn't consume stacks of Charged Light anymore. They just sit dormant until you've used your super and it's recharging again. So if you wanted to replace Energy Converter with another consume stacks of Charged Light mod, it'll still work, you just won't get that bump in super energy right after using your super. If you're a sword user, consider something like Loosened Blade, or you could use Heal Thyself, which heals you when killing an ad with a grenade. The exotic we're going to use for this is Young Ahamkar's Spine, which is a seriously slept on pair of gauntlets. The exotic perk is Wish Dragon Teeth, increased trip mine grenade duration and blast radius. Ability damage grants trip mine grenade energy. And a little added feature that nobody seems to talk about with these gauntlets is that your trip mine grenades won't kill you when you're wearing these, so you can get all up close and personal with these ads. See? Now to really make this build shine in endgame activity, you're going to want the artifact mod Inferno Whip. This turns your throwing knives into unstoppable rounds for those champions. And the rest of the mods are completely up to you, but I would recommend using something like Impact Induction, which reduces your grenade cooldown when causing damage with a melee. You have Fastball to get the extra range on those grenades, or Innervation, which reduces the grenade cooldown each time you pick up an Orb of Power. There's also Perpetuation, which reduces your class ability cooldown when using your class ability, and Distribution, which reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near enemies. Also, don't forget that High Mobility and Discipline are your best friends for this build, since your dodge and grenades are tied to those stats. So, now that I just dumped a bunch of information in your lap, how this build works is by throwing your knives at an enemy, which causes them to burn, and that procs Burning Edge from your skill tree, along with Wish Dragon Teeth from the exotic gauntlets. If you beam that burning enemy with a trip mine grenade and kill it, that procs Playing with Fire, and the perk Playing with Fire stacks up to 3 times. This also procs the exotic perk Wish Dragon Teeth as well. You see the fiery little cycle we're on? Almost like a STD that won't go away. And if your throwing knives didn't recharge fast enough, you can dodge near an enemy and that will fully restore them. Between throwing all the knives, grenades, and blade barrage, you're going to be dropping elemental wells and Warmind cells everywhere. The elemental wells will give you 2 stacks of charged light and boost your intellect, and you know what to do with the Warmind cells. Now get out there and throw a bunch of grenades and burn some hive villages to the ground. Do those big guardian things. Seriously though, I can't take credit for this build. It's been around for a long time, and I'm sure somebody else has covered it in the past. The only thing I did was tweak it and add some elemental wells and Warmind cells. I wasn't joking about this being an easy to use build that's seriously slept on. Give it a shot and tell me what you think. This build was inspired by somebody named the Reverse Hunter, who helps my friend Cardboard Arm Man out on his streams a lot. I wanted to say thank you by making the reverse of the 2 subclasses he uses for his hunter. So thank you. And if you want, go check out my friend Cardboard Arm Man on Twitch. Yeah. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, a like would be greatly appreciated. But more importantly, just be a good person to one another and have a fantastic day. Thank you.